Welcome to day 7 of the DELULU December challenge. Today is all about confidence. Confidence is key. That's something that's coming through so strongly. And I want to remind you and invite you that no matter what it is that you're trying to call into your business as a entrepreneur, know that it does require a level of confidence. And I know sometimes that can be easier said than done when you're especially someone who considers yourself more of a visionary, an innovator, a leader. You're creating something that's maybe different than what's been seen before, or you're trying to innovate something that's already been created. Sometimes you have a lot of questions and doubts about this thing, but I want to remind you that you wouldn't have been downloaded with the idea or come up with the inspiration if you weren't meant to bring it into the world. And so today, like I said, it's all about confidence. It's all about going back into the internal of what you feel called to share externally. And that's really where I feel like confidence is a way where we can actually connect into it, is by looking at how do we feel about it internally before you share with anyone else, before you get any kind of outside opinion, knowing at your default state that it is meant to be shared with the world. And one way that I've really been able to strengthen my confidence within the work that I'm doing is through grounding. And a lot of times when you're entrepreneur, your entrepreneurial spirit, and you have all these ideas and you're dreaming bigger, you're getting into your DELULU self, you can kind of feel a little bit kind of daydreamy and in your head a little bit and sort of, in a sense, like kind of in the clouds. And that can be a fun place to be. But in order to really bring things into the world, you're going to have to show up and share them and express them and speak about them and really talk about them in a bold new way. And so again, it comes down to confidence. And so something that's really helped me has been the practice of grounding. And I ground pretty much every single day. I do have a grounding meditation on my YouTube channel. If you're listening to the podcast on iTunes, on your favorite podcasting app, I will have it linked below so you can tune into it. If you are watching here on YouTube, it's here on YouTube. But again, I will have it linked in the show notes. And it's a really beautiful exercise to do. I like to ground several times a week. Sometimes if I'm feeling a little bit all over the place, I'll ground even more than that. I'll ground daily. So really tune in with yourself. And I know it kind of feels a little bit counterintuitive when you're embodying your DELULU self and you're really thinking about, the next version of how things can be and really being in that dreamy state. It can kind of feel like, well, then I'm going to ground, but I'm also, thinking about things in a way that I haven't thought about them before. But it really helps to really anchor in. And I've used that term a couple times, but anchoring in what it is that you want to bring out into your business in 2024, moving into 2025, is really going to help make it something that you can have it in a sense be tangible. I'm all about using sort of more the spiritual, uh, just kind of flowiness to business, but then also the tangible, the practical. I really do think that you need both. And so, like I said, grounding is a really beautiful practice to do in a meditative state. And so what I like to do is I like to sit on the floor in my living room. If you can get outside, I know for a lot of places that depending on where you're listening to this, it might be a little bit too cold to be outside. But if you can get just sitting on the floor in your home is really great. But if you can also in the warmer months, get outside and actually sit on the ground. It's so, so powerful. And listen to the meditation that I created. Like I said, I'm going to have it linked down below and really tune into, it's really about connecting into the earth energy and then calling back all of the energy that you've expressed. So a lot of times, through, especially as an entrepreneur, we're going all over the place. We're interacting with people. We're working with clients. We're creating different offers and we're really exuding a lot of energy. And a lot of times we're a little bit disconnected in how much energy we're releasing that is just kind of floating out there. And so if you have felt a little bit challenged with bringing things into the world, like you have all these ideas, but actually making them tangible and making them into, bringing them into reality, into physical form is challenging, it's probably because you have to call back a lot of your energy and, like I said, ground. And so you're going to want to, in a sense, like connect to all these different interactions you've had during the week or during the day. If you're going to do this, I usually like to ground in the morning. But you could do it at night as well. But I like to ground like at the start of my day. And so you could think about, all the things you did the day before or even the couple of days before, like I said, the whole week. and pulling back all that energy. So thinking about the different interactions you've done, the different things you've created, and really like pulling that energy back. And like I said, I have a really powerful meditation, and it's going to help guide you through this practice. And when you pull all this energy back, it almost like it gives you this boost of confidence. It really does. It really helps to just kind of exude this next level version of yourself, because you're not depleted. You don't feel as, like I said, looking externally, you're like bringing it all back to the internal, and you can really ground into the things that you want to create. And so I would invite you to try this practice out and let me know the experiences you have after it. Because when I started this practice, as someone who is a creative spirit, has lots of ideas, I'm always kind of creating things and doing different things and interacting with different people. Once I implemented this strategy of grounding, it just really, really helped me to really connect back into myself, into my ideas, to be able to take action. And I didn't feel as depleted, and it really did help boost my confidence. So I would invite you to try this and let me know how it helps you in the comments below, the shifts that you'll have after doing this practice. Try it tomorrow or try it today, whenever you're listening to this. And with that being said, I want to share with you a couple different ways you can work with me moving into the new year in 2025. As I've been sharing through this DELULU exercise, we are transitioning from 2024, which is all about abundance, into 2025, which is all about leadership. And so I do have my Manifesting Entrepreneur Mastermind that's starting in January. It's going to go for 9 months. And we're really going to take what it is that you've built and, like I said, boost confidence within the work that you're doing in the services, really revamp things from a way that maybe they weren't quite taking off, or maybe you weren't really getting the response you wanted, into the next level. So it's really about taking your brand and elevating it to from where it is to where you want it to go, and connecting with other like-minded spiritual female entrepreneurs. I found it with myself. It's just been so powerful to connect with other entrepreneurs who really understand what it is that you're going through. And it really helps to really, again, boost confidence in what you're doing, connecting with other people that get it, because sometimes it can feel a little bit like other people around you are, they're on different paths, different journeys, that they don't really get it. And so being in a mastermind environment is just, it's so amazing for your business. So I'd love to have you in my mastermind. You can check out all the information below and we can connect in on it. In addition to that, I am working to help those of you who feel called to podcast start your Soulful Podcast in 2025. It's been such a beautiful way for me to connect in with you, and just the responses I get from you of how you really feel connected into a lot of the concepts and the stories that I shared through the podcast. I just feel like it's the most beautiful way to share and connect your brand with people that need to hear what you have to say, more so than any other platform. I think YouTube has been a really great place for me to be as well. I am doing a audio podcast, as I shared, and also video, because I think that it is powerful to have video, but you can also just do audio. I've done audio as well. And that's the thing about the podcasting spaces. There's so many different ways to do it. You can do it in a way that really connects in with you. And that's really what I want to connect in with you about. So I am doing deep dives right now throughout the month to really connect into how we can use podcasting within what it is you're doing with your business right now. And again, take it to the next level. And that's something I'm going to be launching in 2025, more female podcasts, more spiritual female entrepreneurs who have a really powerful story to share. So if that is you, I'd love to connect in with you. Like I said, everything will be linked down below. And again, let me know how this grounding exercise works for you. Try to implement it in the morning if you can. If you can't do it every single day, do it as much as you can throughout the rest of the DELULU challenge, and really see how it anchors in some of the things that are coming through that you feel called to create during the DELULU challenge, the products and services that you're feeling that you want to share or revamp, or things that you've hesitated on taking action on that you feel called to take action on. Let me know how they feel after you do this grounding practice. And like I've shared with the other episodes, if you haven't tuned in, be sure to go and listen to other ones if you haven't, but also share this with another entrepreneur who could benefit. And I will chat with you in my next video and podcast. Have a beautiful day.